Hello, everybody. Um, I am back in my car. I just moved into my university, so the duration of my videos in the future will be in this car. So, the thing I want to talk about today is how to not avoid conflict and why it is bad. So, I recently started to work a part time job at my school, and I worked it over the summer, and it was basically focused on getting to know the incoming freshman class and allowing them to socialize with each other, make friends, just before like the school year were to start, and then also helping them learn how to navigate the campus and understand what the school had to offer for them. And so it's a big role because I'm talking to people who are freshmen, so people who are only like a year younger than me, and that can be hard sometimes to do that. So we also go through this intense training process where we have to really like learn how to socialize with people that are our age, be able to keep them engaged. We go through all these different exercises, and we had an activity that we did during one of my training days about addressing conflict and how we should deal with it. And basically there's four different ways you could have gone. There was four different answers, and everybody had to stand on one corner of the room to basically just decide their answer. So the first one was just avoiding the conflict entirely and never bringing it up. The second and third one were more just kind of similar to each other, where it's like you kind of give it some time and then you'll bring it up in the future. And then there's the fourth one that I chose, and I was the only one who chose that out of the 15 people who were working this specific job with me. I was the only person that chose to just address the conflict head on, because it is something that I have learned to do, and it is something that is extremely beneficial because it won't weigh on you in the future. And the reason we need to deal with conflict head on is because when our emotions die down, like when you feel like you're upset or you're irritated by somebody else, we just kind of hold it in and just hope that it just doesn't happen in the future. It just doesn't happen as much. And the issue with that is it allows us to get comfortable with feeling emotional and feeling this sort of weight on us, which is not good, because what happens is this gets all bottled up and it comes out. And it may take a few months for it to come out. It may take a year, a few years, however long of a time it may be. It's going to come out at some point, and you're going to look like the bad guy for it. Like if something has been bothering you for a very, very long time, and then you randomly just get extremely mad at somebody, you go from 0 to 100, it's gonna, like, the person's gonna be more shocked about your escalation of the situation instead of you having a more clear head in the moment when it actually happens, so you can address it that way. And a lot of people chose one of the other two answers, which is just wait and then address it later. And the problem with that is when you wait and you're just like, oh, I'll address this later, your brain starts to tell you, oh, like, we don't have to start this conflict. Oh, it's not that bad. Stuff like that. And the issue with that is because we take our time to do it, we are procrastinating on actually doing it. So we feel a lesser need to do it later down the line. When in reality, if something is bothering you, just call it out instantly. Because if you just call it out instantly, you don't have to make the person feel bad by calling it out in front of other people. But if you call it out within the first 15 minutes it happens, just so like the person is aware. I'm not saying every person is going to be understanding of how you feel or what you're telling them is, but that's just a good way to be able to communicate with people and to understand what people are actually going to respect what you feel and what people who aren't going to respect what you feel. And that will help you later down the road with meeting people and getting to determine who gets to be in your life and who doesn't. And so the biggest example I have of this personally in college is I was public speaking one time for my business fraternity, right? And I was doing this presentation and no one was supposed to, talk to their friend or laugh at all or anything. And I was a freshman. I just got inducted into this fraternity. So like, who am I to have any power to say anything to anybody? And so I was having this presentation. Halfway through, I'm noticing people are like, laughing and just, kind of giggling with their friends because I'm trying to be all like, excited to present and stuff like that. And I'm trying to really show that I'm engaged with this, but a lot of people weren't really taking it seriously. So what happened was I finished the presentation and I ended up not getting the position or not really getting what I want out of that presentation. So pretty much what I gained from that presentation was nothing if I chose not to address the situation. So what happened was I ended up not getting that position, and that wasn't something that I would be upset about. But the thing I was upset about was I wasn't able to fully concentrate on giving the presentation because of the people that were distracting me. And there's always been people that are distracting you, right? Like, so I was able to kind of just continue presenting and doing my own thing while just ignoring people that distract you. But it's still disrespectful at the end of the day, and you got to call it out. So even if you can power your way through life or power your way through the things that you don't like or the things that irritate you, you got to address it head on. Otherwise, you're not going to feel good about anything. And so what happened was after the winner was announced, I asked the president for the microphone. I got the microphone and I pretty much was just like, hey, I appreciate you guys giving me this opportunity. I noticed a lot of people were laughing in the audience and not taking this presentation seriously. And it's very disappointing because you guys are supposed to be the upperclassmen. I'm just kind of here. I just got into this fraternity. And that kind of just shut everybody up for a second and got everybody to pay attention to me. And while people might have not, liked me for calling them out, I didn't call anybody out specifically. But I think the people who in the audience were the most, shocked by it or startled were people who were the people who were actually laughing and the people who were actually not taking me seriously. And so after that, I ended up going home, and then, that was like right at the end of the school year. So the summer was about to start, and I got a bunch of phone calls of people that genuinely apologized to me and said that their actions were wrong. And, I obviously forgave them because I'm not just going to be an asshole and just, say, oh, I hate you, and I'm not going to. So yeah, I'm still like chill with those people. I still hang out with them. I'm going to see them once the school year starts. Everything is good. We've been texting, yada, yada, yada. But you see, like, when you address stuff, like, you're going to have people that don't like you, but also people that respect you for it. And so the people who don't like you are just the people that don't realize that their actions were bad. And the people that actually respect you for it are the people that are good, but that just need like a reality check. And so some people just need reality checks sometimes and need people to call them out on stuff so they can actually fix their lives or fix the thing that's irritating you. And so just when you get to this point in your life where you feel like you're just getting, pushed down on, or just somebody is not really taking you seriously, you got to call them out instantly, because that is the only way that you will be able to get respect from other individuals. And I can give you another example, but pretty much like in high school, I would have people that would walk all over me, like I've mentioned in other videos, because I didn't call them out on any of their bullshit or anything like that. But in college, it's been much different. And I'm warning anybody who's younger than me right now and not in university, or anybody that's older than me, just to, fix it now, because it's not going to just fix itself. You have to be able to call it out. And it may be uncomfortable, but putting yourself out of your comfort zone is how you experience life. And so you have to put yourself out of your comfort zone and actually address like the situations, instead of just saying like, oh, I'll just address it later. Because then eventually people are just going to be not really understand why you're so upset at them. You're going to lash out. You're going to be so overly emotional to the point where people are like, well, why even mad in the first place? You're mad about that? That happened so long ago. It's like your doctor not knowing your first name, so or like your dentist, like mispronouncing your first name. And they're like, oh, hi, I'm like Regan. And you just not correcting it. And then they always just call you Regan from now on. And so like you gotta correct it. And then in my case, I'd be like, oh no, I'm Reagan. Because if you correct it, they're gonna be like, oh, I'm sorry, blah, 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 blah. Kind of just like how I did my public speaking thing. And when I call people out, people were like, oh, I'm sorry for that. And then they actually gained respect for me and actually will not do that in the future when I'm the one presenting. And yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about in this video. But when something is irritating you, don't run away from it or let it bottle up, because it'll only make you worse. Just get it off your chest. Like, you got to stop having things weigh on your chest in life, because it's just going to make you more stressed out and more miserable as a human. So just call stuff out. It doesn't have to be in front of everybody. I mean, like I did, but just call stuff out. Call out people's bullshit. And if people don't like you for it, then that's just their problem. And if people respect you more for it, then you should be proud of yourself for doing it regardless of what people think. Thank you guys all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.